Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my video. All right, so we're gonna do a video on a quick fix. If you guys have any of these trucks, Avalanche, Suburban, Tahoes, any of the GMC, Chevy, Cadillac, GMC trucks, I'm gonna tell you guys how to fix these issues if you guys have this issue. All right, so basically, if out of nowhere your truck runs pretty rough, it was running fine and then out of nowhere it starts running rough, you might get a check engine light, you might get a misfire. Sometimes you won't get a misfire, sometimes you won't get a check engine light, but it will still run kind of rough. I'm going to tell you guys what you guys need to do. All right, in a lot of these situations, especially if you guys worked on the car, you guys hit a bump recently, hit a hard bump, if you guys were working on the car, there's a lot of lines, vacuum lines under the hood. A lot of times the part that snaps on each end, the line itself and the part of the engine that it snaps into, they're made of plastic. All right, a lot of times because of old age, what happens is those lines will get brittle, and once they get brittle, what happens is they'll crack. Sometimes they'll crack enough to fall off. Sometimes these lines, even the rubber portion of the lines, they'll become brittle over age because of the heat, because of the cold, because of the elements, but particularly because of age, you might have a crack in the line, either where the line actually meets what's connected to the connector itself, or maybe the tube itself has a leak, and that's enough to actually cause enough of a problem with the distribution in the air fuel makeup, or or your computer, your ECM, PCM, ECU, your car's computer picking up that there is an issue, and there's a huge difference between the air and fuel mixture, and that's because there's a leak in the vacuum system. So your vacuum lines, and there are quite a lot of these lines on the engine. All right, so if you guys run into this situation, definitely you're gonna look around the engine, particularly if you just recently worked on your vehicle. Definitely make sure that you didn't snag a line off by pulling another line off and then not putting that line on. A lot of things could happen in this situation. I've seen situations where the plug just, for whatever reason, it kind of popped off because the car hit a, I wouldn't say a pothole, but if you had like a hard hit on a curb or whatever, the line for whatever reason pops off, and that could cause your issue. So just look around your engine. All right, make sure that all the lines are connected. Look at the lines, make sure that there aren't any kind of vacuum leaks. You guys could do a vacuum leak test by either using, you guys could use brake fluid, any kind of spray fluid, and just pretty much spray it around the engine just to see if there's any kind of differences in the noise. The engine will rev up a lot of times. If there is a leak, and there shouldn't be a leak, if you spray it around, there shouldn't be any kind of difference in the revving up of the engine. But in these situations, it'll cause the engine to rev up. You could do another test, which is called the smoke test, and the easiest way to do that is you guys could actually use a cigar, seal off everything, and but you guys could check that out on YouTube. I believe I might have a video on that. And and there's something that I want to add. I had it on the tip of my tongue as far as this particular situation is concerned, but it actually escapes me right now. Thinking about all the times that these issues come up, definitely if you guys get a check engine light, and that check engine light has a lot of different codes, for a misfire on various cylinders, you guys know that there is probably a vacuum leak somewhere. Also, right, I just remembered, you guys hear with the hood up, if you guys hear some kind of sucking noise, you know, it's more of like you guys can hear like an air noise where either air is being sucked out or pushed out. It's like a fizzing noise. A lot of times, if you actually go to where that noise is the loudest, it's probably because there's a tear in one of the connectors of those vacuum lines, or it's disconnected to the vacuum line itself. It's disconnected to the engine, from the engine, or there's a crack in the line or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, that was my thought that I wanted to throw out with this situation. And in this situation, a lot of times you will get a check engine light and you get multiple misfires. Your car's gonna run rough. Just gonna run down all the symptoms of this particular situation. It'll be running, but it'll be running rough. You might have a check engine light. You might have multiple cylinders misfiring randomly, but sometimes you won't, and your engine will still run rough. And if you guys look at under your hood at any kind of tear or any kind of situation where the line's been pulled out or dropped off from where it's connected to, definitely check that out, okay? If you guys have any of your own personal opinions on this, definitely leave a comment in the comments section. Please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up. Definitely hope this has helped you guys out. All right, guys, take care.